Hi, I'm Psyche and welcome back or welcome to my YouTube channel. This is our finale of Return of the Obra Dinn. I know it's a little bit late and I'm really sorry about that. I've had a busy and very distracted couple of weeks, but it's here. This is basically the chapter 8, the bargain. I think it's chapter 8, the bargain. And I have reserved some kind of thoughts on the story and what my experience was like with this game for afterwards. So I would really love to talk some more about that and have some ideas from you about things that you discovered that I didn't, or ways you solved the game and the puzzles in it that I didn't or that I missed. I'd love to have a conversation about that in the comments. But let's get into it, shall we?
Now what happens? Because we still have 2 people and we don't know what happened to them. Where is the way off the boat? I forget. Is it here? Oh, it's here. I hope I'm not making a mistake. I don't think I am. It said all solvable fates were correct. Oh, yeah.
We should go. Storm's nearly about, so we won't be coming back.
Okay. Oh, did I just... Okay.
Finally. Sit down so you don't
I guess if you
fall out.
accidentally came out here, you could change your mind. Now what happens? Do we find out what happened to the other 2? We're rowing. One week later. Ooh! The Honourable East India Company insurance assessment for the good ship Obra Dinn. Victims of calamitous events at sea. Prepared by the Company Office of Investigation. Ship damaged in squall, Atlantic, sunk in storm. Falmouth payout claimed £20,000. Cargo Company, all cargo lost, payout claimed £5,000. Cargo Crown, all cargo lost, payout claimed for restitution £3,000. Captain Robert Witterell, fate, suicide, gun, criminal findings, murder of crewmate, 4, estate forfeited to the Crown. William Hoskett, first mate, fate, shot, gun, Robert Witterell, criminal findings, attempted mutiny, estate fined £25. Edward Nichols, second mate, fate, shot, gun, sea tan, criminal findings, murder of crewmate 2, attempted mutiny, theft of cargo, because he stole the thing. Estate fined £100. Martin Perrott, third mate, fate unknown, findings of merit, extraordinary valour, exceptional performance of duties, estate awarded outstanding wages and reward £90. So, is he still alive? John Davis, fourth mate, fate clubbed, Henry Brennan, criminal findings, murder of crewmate 1. Estate fined £15. Alfred Klestel, bosun, torn apart, beast. Exceptional performance of duties, estate awarded outstanding wages and reward £70. Charles Minor, bosun's mate, torn apart, beast. Criminal findings, murder of crewmate 1, estate unknown. Expense claimed £15. Henry Evans, surgeon, alive, Africa. Findings of demerit, abandonment of crew and vessel. Estate. Oh, wait, hang on. Abandonment of crew and vessel. I mean, can you blame him? So he's the one who sent us the book. H.E. Estate awarded outstanding wages, £50. James Wallace, surgeon's mate, Claude. Extraordinary valour, estate awarded outstanding wages and reward £50. Winston Smith, carpenter, spiked. Extraordinary valour, estate awarded outstanding wages and reward £60. Marcus Gibbs, carpenter's mate, spiked. Outstanding wages donated to pension fund, £30. Thomas Sefton, cook, struck tail. Outstanding wages, £40. Emil O'Farrell, butcher, spiked. Findings of merit, exceptional performance of duties, estate awarded £40. Christian Wolf, gunner, shot cannon by a beast. Exceptional performance of duties, estate awarded £70. Olus Vater, shot gun by Davis. Criminal findings, murder of crewmate 1, attempted mutiny, estate fined £50. Duncan McKay, purser, fell overboard. Findings of demerit, abandonment of crew and vessel, estate awarded outstanding wages £50. Finley Dalton, torn apart, beast. Estate awarded £30. Edward Spratt, artist, crushed beast, £50 of wages. Abigail Hoskett Witterell, crushed, no claim made. Nunzio Pasqua, knifed. E. Nichols, no claim made. Emily Jackson, alive. Africa, criminal findings. Murder of crewmate 1. Findings of demerit. Abandonment of crew and vessel. Estate fined £35. Miss Jane Bird, alive. Africa, findings of demerit. Abandonment of crew and vessel. Estate fined £10. Bunlan Lim, strangled beast. No claim made. Itbeng Sia, burned. Murder of crewmate 1. Estate unknown. Expense claimed £25. Chio Tan, speared by a beast. Murder of crewmate 1. Estate unknown. Expense claimed £25. Hokseng Lao, shotgun Henry Brennan, no claim made. Zungi Sati, shotgun C. Minor, not Miller. What? Estate awarded £35. Philip Dahl, unknown fate. Murder of crewmate 1. Findings of demerit. Failure to perform duties. Estate fined £35. Paul Moss, first mate steward. Killed sword by Volkov. Exceptional performance of duties. Estate awarded outstanding wages and reward £45. Samuel Galligan, second mate steward. Knifed by Sia. Attempted mutiny, theft of cargo, £50. Roderick Anderson, crushed cannon, £10 awarded. Davy James, fourth mate steward, alive in Africa. Findings of demerit, abandonment of crew and vessel, no claim made. Peter Milroy, midshipman, exploded. Findings of merit, extraordinary valor. Estate awarded £40. Thomas Lanka, midshipman, knifed by Viator, £30. Charles Herstick, burned. Extraordinary valor, exceptional performance of duty. Estate awarded £50. Omid Gull fell overboard. Findings of merit, exceptional performance of duties. Estate awarded outstanding wages and reward £35. Timothy Bootman, I don't know how you say that. Shotgun E. Nichols. Findings of merit, extraordinary valor. Estate awarded outstanding wages and reward. I'm so glad we saw that tattoo. Huang Li, electrocuted. Exceptional performance of duties. Estate awarded outstanding wages and reward. Ji Zhang, decapitated. Beast. Extraordinary valor. Estate awarded outstanding wages and reward £35. Li Hong, spiked. Attempted mutiny. Theft of cargo. Estate fined £50. Wei Li fell overboard. Extraordinary valor. Exceptional performance of duties. Estate awarded outstanding wages and reward £45. Nicholas Botterill, spiked. Estate awarded outstanding wages £25. Maba, torn apart. Beast. Findings of merit. Extraordinary valor. Exceptional performance of duties. Estate unknown. Outstanding wages and reward donated to pension fund £45. Lewis Walker, clubbed. R. Witterell, criminal findings, attempted mutiny. Estate fined £25. Leonid Volkov, shotgun E. Jackson, criminal findings, murder of crewmate 1. Estate unknown. Expense claimed £15. Alarcus Nikishin, drowned beast. Criminal findings, attempted mutiny, theft of cargo. Estate unknown. Expense claimed £50. Alexei Toporov, drowned beast. Attempted mutiny, theft of cargo. Estate unknown. Expense claimed £50. Nathan Peters fell overboard. Criminal findings, murder of crewmate 1. Findings of demerit, abandonment of crew and vessel. Estate fined £25. Lars Linda, clubbed by Nathan Peters. Estate awarded outstanding wages £15. John Naples, killed by sword by Philip Dahl. Findings of merit, exceptional performance of duties. Estate awarded outstanding wages and reward £25. Ranfred Rajub, illness. Estate unknown. Outstanding wages donated to pension fund £15. Abraham Akbar, crushed beast. Findings of merit, exceptional performance of duties. Estate awarded outstanding wages and reward £25. William Wasim, crushed cargo. Findings of merit, exceptional performance of duties. Estate awarded outstanding wages and reward. That's a really horrible way to go. £25. Solomon Syed, illness. Estate awarded outstanding wages £15. Hamado Diom, spiked. Findings of merit, exceptional performance of duties. Estate unknown. Outstanding wages and reward donated to pension fund £25. Henry Brennan, knifed by Robert Witterell. Criminal findings, murder of crewmate 1. He was in everything and he actually only murdered one person. Attempted mutiny, estate fined £50. Alexander Booth fell overboard. Findings of demerit, abandonment of crew and vessel. Estate awarded outstanding wages £5. Patrick O'Hagan, speared, beast. Criminal findings, attempted mutiny, theft of cargo. Estate fined £50. George Shirley, shot, cannon, beast. Findings of merit, extraordinary valor. Estate awarded outstanding wages and reward £25. And Samuel Peters, crushed cargo. Estate awarded outstanding wages £15. A preliminary draft of this assessment has been approved by the Royal Trade Guarantor. Total claim £29,285. On behalf of the Honourable East India Company, I hereby certify all statements as accurate and declare this matter closed in its entirety. Signed. I hope. I think I did it right. Now what? The pocket watch remains in your possession. Okay. The book returns to its original owner, Henry Evans, in Morocco as requested. This is so cute. Done in time to the music. Now what? What about the other two? What about Philip Dahl and your other man, whose name I've forgotten? What's that sound? 1 year later. Oh. Oh. The door's knocking. I have a cup of tea. Hello? Yes? Is it a storm outside? Tell who I said hello? Who's this?
Can you believe it? A package at this hour. Oh, the thing smells just dreadful. Better you don't open it inside.
What is it?
I'll be turning in now. Tea's in the kitchen if you need more.
Thanks. What is it? Why did I open it inside after she told me not to? Why is it stinky? Chief Inspector, I write to you with the unfortunate news that Dr. Evans has passed away. He succumbed to his illness shortly after receiving your package. He was very pleased with your correspondence and asked that his gratitude be expressed by returning the book to you, along with the means to complete it. As for the three of us that remain, the Obra Dinn is a distant memory and a dreadful chapter in our lives that we wish to forget. Do not write back. Regards, Jane Bird. Oh. Oh, do I have to solve? Oh. What's this? What have I unwrapped? Oh. What is this? Ock once more for the road, shall we?
Collect your things. Where's the key? To that door. Gone. Damn. There's no time. We need to go. Right. Here you go. What are you up to? Nothing good.
Whoa! Whoa! Oh! 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 What did he do? Is that what? Is that a monkey? What the heck happened here? What? Why do you have? Why did you shoot the monkey? Hold on. What? What happened here? Well, you've been spiked, sir. They're both. I was gonna say, were they both in the lazarette? What happened here? Goodness gracious. The bargain. All right, then, go on. Go on, then. Is that a monkey paw? Like a monkey, the thing that you make a wish on? A friendly but not entirely pleasant monkey companion was sacrificed in the pursuit of knowledge. There you are. Collect your things. Where's the key to that door? Gone. Damn, there's no time. We need to go. Right, in you go. What are you up to? Nothing good. Is it you? This is very interesting. Well, 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 Mr. Evans.
Third shell. Captain didn't toss them all. Leave it. Help me lift this.
Uh-oh.
Stop! Why? Well, set you free. Give it the shell. Here. Do it.
Oh.
Hoist it out. To the main deck. Throw it over. Lock the door when you leave. Get the tail, boy.
What is going on here? Uh-huh.
See it home.
See at home. Oh! Paul Moss. Davy James. I was going to say, boy, Davy James. Has to be. Okay. Okay. I'm so not ready, though. What is happening here? I need to see the conversation. Oh, I can't see it yet because it hasn't finished the scene. Oh my goodness. Can I see anything else? Can I see who else is out there? Oh, what on earth? I don't think I can actually do anything with her. And that does look like those are the shells. Or whatever. Okay. Part 4 of the bargain. He was, by the looks of things, spiked. A third shell. Captain didn't toss them all. Leave it. Help me lift this. Stop. Wait. We're to set you free. Give it the shell. Eh? Do it. Hoist it out to the main deck. Throw it over. Lock the door when you leave. Get the tail, boy. In return, the ship, the Obra Dinn. See it home. Okay. He was spiked by a terrible beast. I suspect. I'm pretty sure. And then it's gonna be, surely is it not you? Oh. Unexpected.
I'll kill every last one of you monsters. Withdraw the Kraken, or I will kill you all!
Oh my god. Is this the captain? And he's holding a shell that he took from here. That's Philip, yeah. Okay. And he's stabbed. Right, hold on. In the lazarette. Okay, so I need to situate this. So we have loose cargo, a bitter cold, they succumb to illness. We then had Edward Nichols murdered Nunzio Pasqua, presumably because he caught him trying to steal and leave. Hock Seng Lao was then shot for killing incorrectly, for killing Nunzio Pasqua. Timothy Bootman then was shot with a gun by Edward Nichols. How can you do this? Load her up. We best push off. Let me go. Give her here, will ya? Captain, slack the list, lower the boats. The whole crew will be on us. Give it up. So he was trying to stop this from happening. Li Hong was then spiked by a terrible beast while they were out trying to leave, right? So this is them going to the Canaries. So they stole the thing. Did they mention the shells here? The chest, it must not fall into the ocean. If the monsters come, you must stay down. Patrick O'Hagan was then speared. Mother of God, keep rowing. They are here. Bang the chest. Where is it? There, something there. I see it. Give us a weapon. Miss Lim, stay down. Pick up the oars and row, you fools. Samuel Galligan was then knifed by It Banksia to get to the chest. And then I have it. Hold on. He then burned to death. Are you there, Miss Lim? Edward Nichols was then shot. He then brought it back without the people. They were all drowned. They were both drowned. Then we have unholy captives where they've brought it back on board and they've, I guess, taken up all of the weird siren-y type, mermaidy type things that have spears. They got spiked by them. What are those monsters? Where are they from? You must tell us everything. This is your fault. The shell must be protected. We will all die. Thomas Sefton was struck by a beast's tail because he wanted to cook it. Then he was crushed by falling cargo. John Naples was killed with a sword. This bit here. Keep the pressure here. Hold him down. What madness is this? 20 years, my steward. Never a doubt on your sanity. Explain yourself. Those ungodly beasts carry a curse. Throw them back or doom us all. So, he knew that was Philip. Knew that this was dodgy. Soldiers of the Sea. Huang Li was electrocuted. So we have a very strange storm. Nicholas Botterill was spiked by a terrible beast. Another one. We then had Marcus Gibbs was spiked by a terrible beast downstairs. They were attacked by another beast. Charles Herstick burned to death. That was him fighting it off. And then after all of this, where they're fighting the beasts, we have the Doom. And this is when they try to escape, and then the Kraken shows up. And everything just goes terribly wrong. And then after everything goes terribly wrong here, they fell overboard while trying to escape. He was torn apart. He was torn apart. And then we have the bargain. And after the bargain, we have the escape. Where he died from his injuries by being torn apart. I'm guessing you can maybe have said that he was he succumbed to his injuries. He was killed by Leonid Volkov trying to escape the boat. Or rather, there are people trying to escape here. You'll not take the last boat. Paul, look out. He was trying to help people. Leonid Volkov was shot by Emily Jackson. And then he was shot by John Davis. They were talking about mutiny. He stabbed Thomas Lanka. Then got shot by John Davis. John Davis was then clubbed by Henry Brennan. Thomas Lanka died because he was knifed. And then they all escaped and survived in Africa. And then the end was William Hoskett said, Captain, open the door, kick it in, lest we break it down and take more than those shells. Henry Brennan was knifed. Where are they? Must be in here someplace. They're at the bottom of the sea. That's a lie. Did they just want... they just wanted the shells. Lewis Walker was then clubbed. He didn't say anything here. Then Captain Robert Witterell. Abigail, your brother, my friend, I shot him. Dead. I'll be with you soon, my love. Please forgive me for everything. Okay. All right. He's stabbing a beast here. And that's old Philip. I'd like to see what happens here. And then I think there's only one more chapter. Part. Whatever. Can I see anyone through the windows or anything? No. Interesting. Okay. A captured beast fought against its jailer and was speared for the trouble. I'll kill every last one of you monsters. Withdraw the Kraken or I will kill you all. Then we have part 2. Well, I'm guessing it's gotta be him. Or not. Oh, it's gonna be one of them. Okay, so we have like lots of different types of the beasts here.
Call it off, damn you! This is your Kraken! You brought it here! Send it back!
He shot it! Mate, how's she gonna call it back if you just shot her? Is there anyone else present other than him? I don't think so. And I think he is dead. What's going on here? Is that just his hat? I think that's just his hat. And that's the captain. Okay. The music here is so poignant. There's no one else visible, I don't think. Could be wrong, but I don't think so. Alright. Non-holy creatures' defiant shrieks were greeted with a fatal bullet. And then finally... Can we see what happened to him? I have been wondering. Was this where he was thrown in? In the lazarette with those things?
What's this? Quicksilver.
Oh, was he poisoned or something? Or burned? Poisoned? Burned? Could go either way. Well, that's a... Whoa. That's a bit crap. Is there anyone else present at the moment? Doesn't look like it. Oh, I wish I could see a little bit better what happened, but it looks like his arm's on fire. He grabbed the shell, I think, with his arm, with his hand. And whatever interesting flame situation happened, and I don't think I can see anyone else. Sorry for my snuffles. All right. Philip Dahl. Burned. Solve the entire book. Obra Dinn. All fates are correct. Philip Dahl burned to death. Martin Parrott was spiked by a terrible beast. That is the end. What a fantastic game. What a fantastic game. Can I go back to my cup of tea now? Did we do it? We did it. Fantastic game. The book goes on the shelf. Very cool. What about the compass? The end. Very good. So, what a game. I really enjoyed my experience with Return of the Obra Dinn. For those of you who don't know, I really loved a game called Outer Wilds. And while this game is not really very similar in like a lot of ways, the fact that a lot of the story was told in kind of non-linear fashion is a little bit similar to me, and that's why I think I enjoyed it so much. I really liked kind of piecing together the story from all of the different angles and all of the different little pieces and clues that we found. And what I want to do here is just take some time to kind of share my understanding of the story, because I think after taking some time away from it and thinking it through, because I haven't really been able to stop thinking about it, I've kind of come to kind of some conclusions about what I feel happened and like what the story was from start to finish. I'm sure I probably missed some things, so feel free to share those in the comments now. And also, I'd really like to talk about some of the ways that I solved the puzzles and the stories and why my approach was the way it was and how I might have done it differently and things that I know I missed. And then please do feel free to leave comments if there's stuff that you saw that I missed that would be particularly interesting to know, because I think that would be really fun. But I guess let me share some thoughts on the story first. First of all, I loved the game. I really did. I loved the story. I enjoyed slowly unraveling everything backwards and then kind of seeing more and more of what caused the downfall of everybody on the ship. My biggest revelation from it, I guess, my cat, of course, has to be involved. My biggest revelation was that Edward Nichols is an idiot and an asshole, and that he caused the vast majority of the problems on the ship, really, along with the other people who went along with him, which is something I had a lot of thoughts on as well. It's obvious to me now that the self-confession of Hock Sang Lao was actually very intentionally mistranslated or misrepresented by one of the crew, whoever the person was who spoke Chinese, as he was also in Edward Nichols' pocket and I believe went with him. All of this to say that Edward Nichols, you prick. So my understanding of the story, I guess, the overarching story is that the Obra Dinn set sail from England and is carrying the Formosans on board, and they come with a chest that contains a shell or shells. I believe it's shells plural. And almost immediately tragedy befalls the crew. Pretty much immediately, I think. Also, Edward Nichols murdered Nunzio Pasqua, accuse one of the Formosans of doing it, steal the shell, and try then to leave the ship, only to return with his tail between his legs, because I guess he got scared and like everybody died except for him. He brings with him, when he returns, the mermaid / siren kind of creatures, and they then get locked in the lazarette.
And Nichols is shot by the remaining Formosan before he can come on board. And during the locking up of the mermaids, more people on the ship die. Philip Dahl, who is one of the 2 members of the crew that we don't find out the fate of until the bargain, attempts to free the mermaids? Big question mark. And he kills John Naples. Now, I don't know if he intended to kill him or if he just intended to maim him. Presumably, John Naples like stepped in and tried to stop him, and then he attacked him. But either way, I think he cut off his leg and injured him badly, and then eventually John Naples died of his injuries. Fairly sharpish, I think. No pun intended, because he used a sword. And then we see Philip Dahl get thrown in the lazarette with the mermaids. Pretty soon after this, they've turned the ship around to return to England and never make it to their destination, and a storm kicks off. 2 soldier type creatures that are like kind of weirdly like they look like humans almost riding on crabs, but I guess maybe half crab, half man, not to be confused with the song Half Horse, Half Man that has been going around on TikTok. And at this point, it starts killing more members of the crew. They start killing more members of the crew. We also witness the carpenter being an absolute unmitigated badass, although I suppose he was mitigated because he then died. And he fights one of them off before it kills him. We then see multiple people try to escape on lifeboats. And that includes the remaining Peter's brother, who gets on board after, I guess, killing the dude who he decided killed his brother, even though it wasn't his fault. And we literally witness him kill, it's Lars Linda. We literally witness him kill Lars Linda before getting on the boat with a bunch of other people. Around this same point, a kraken appears, or kraken-like creature. I think it is meant to be the kraken. And it attacks the ship. It knocks the lifeboat, which I don't believe I saw at the beginning and then forgot about. And it knocks the lifeboat in the air. It kills a good chunk of the crew and passengers, and then also manages to kill the captain's wife at this point by like tearing down some of the rigging / mast. This is where the bargain slots in, which is the final chapter to be revealed. We see Philip Dahl attempt to pull the shell from the chest, and then he burns in the same way that we saw it Sia burn and how he died. So we know that that was going to result in death anyway. The captain then enters the lazarette and kills a bunch of the creatures. And then I guess I assume he's blaming them for calling the kraken or causing the attack of the kraken to happen. Also the crab creatures that attacked. And he takes some of the shells. He takes 2 shells. Does he keep them? I'm not sure. And I guess my question there is, did he keep them? Did he try to throw them overboard? I think it's ambiguous. Either way, the attack and the storm both end. Martin Parrott then enters the lazarette. Parrott is spiked by the last remaining mermaid, and that's when he says that he was here to set her free, I believe. And then he orders Paul Moss and was it Davy James to give her back the shell, which is the last remaining one. So I'm guessing there's like 3 maybe. So he gives her the last remaining shell and orders them to throw her overboard. And then the bargain, I believe, my interpretation is that the bargain is he asks her to escort the Obra Dinn back home. I do wonder if the shells maybe have some power here to control the weather, or like maybe they did summon the storm, or maybe they can summon winds, give them favorable winds to get home. I'm not sure, but that makes me think that that's what happens. So also, Martin Parrott clearly isn't getting out. Later, we see Henry Evans, who is the surgeon who sent us on this quest in the first place, come to the lazarette, attempt to enter it, and he's unable to enter it, presumably because there's no key and it's locked. And he sends in his pet monkey, who's tied to a rope, and then shoots the monkey and like pulls. So there's only his paw remaining, so that presumably so he can send us the paw. And we can use the compass to latch onto that, because it, I think, needs like a body to latch onto, so that we can solve what happened in the lazarette as well. But harsh one on the monkey. This made me wonder about the potential meanings of the monkey's paw as well, because there was a horror short story, I think, called, I want to say it was actually called The Monkey's Paw. Where there's a monkey's paw that is like magical but also kind of cursed, where it grants you 3 wishes but with terrible consequences. And I think the whole point of it is supposed to be that it's messing with fate. And with the game being so tied into fates and solving people's fates, I do wonder if it's meant to be something there. It's probably, like, maybe it's unrelated. I don't know. Maybe it's not intended as anything. I just thought it was really interesting because I knew about that story. I remember from the story, it was something to do with, like, I could have had it up on my screen, but I don't. I remember that it was something to do with, like, a married couple who wished for an amount of money, and then the next day their son died, and they got told that he had died, and the amount of money they were being paid in insurance was the exact amount of money that they'd wished for. So that was, like, supposed to be, here's your money, but here's the consequences. And then the wife wished for the son to come back. But then when the son came back, he was actually undead or something. And then they wished for him to leave, for it to be over. And then the knocking on the door stops or something like that, I think. It was a really great story. Anyway, I just wonder if that's kind of like a nod. It might not be, though. I don't know. I just think monkey's paw, kind of interesting. Finally, we see chaos erupt on the Obra Dinn. We have the gunner's mate suggests a mutiny, and Thomas Lanka overhears. Thomas Lanka, who had the worst day of his life until his life ended. He runs off yelling in a panic, only to be chased by the gunner's mate and stabbed. And then at that point, we see John Davies. I don't know how you, so I know in, like, British names, Davies is sometimes pronounced Davis, depending on where you're from. Anyway, they have a little scuffle, and I wonder from watching that if he shot the gunner's mate, but I wonder if it was accidental and he didn't actually mean to shoot him. Either way, during said struggle, Henry Brennan comes downstairs and bonks John Davis in the head because he, I guess, doesn't know what happened or whether it was an accident or what's going on. And several people then get on the lifeboats to leave, including Henry Evans, with the monkey's paw, leaving to escape. The captain then locks himself in his cabin, and the remaining crew break in, presumably to try and get the shells off him to sell, but I'm not 100% on that. I think so, though. He claims he's thrown them overboard. No one believes him. And a fight ensues. At this point, only the captain remains. He takes his own life, stating that it's all his fault. And that's where the story ends. And it was very compelling. Now, I have some thoughts on my solving process because I think that's worth it because I know there was a lot of chaos in the way I did it. First of all, I wish I'd been a bit more focused. Unwinding the story was very satisfying, but I got very distracted by finding a new body each time because I was so compelled to keep going that I ended up very, very far down the story, which was fine, but it meant that I had so much left kind of untethered and had to keep coming back. So I wish I'd been a little bit more focused and taken my time a little bit more and, like, maybe tried to finish what I knew as much as possible. Also, what I now know to be my ADHD, I got very much distracted by different things. Like, when I intended on solving one chapter, I'd wander off somewhere else, which kind of made things very difficult to control. And I even noticed that on rewatching episodes whenever I'd finished editing them, I would watch them through and be like, oh my God, no, do the thing that you said you were going to do. But despite all that, I still really enjoyed the non-linear storytelling. I really loved the puzzle solving. I felt like it was very compelling. It made me feel like very good and accomplished every time I managed to solve something. So that was really good. I think I missed a lot by not exploring each scene more thoroughly. For example, I had the Frenchman standing right next to the bosun. And if I had gone and looked at them specifically and not been so focused on the person who had died in that scene, I would have noticed that those two people were standing right next to each other. We didn't know the identity of that person, but we did know that the bosun had said, "Where's my Frenchman?" And they told him that he had been torn apart. And that was the last scene where we'd seen that person. It would have been a lot easier to figure out if I had just walked around a little bit more. But also evidenced by the fact that, like, I got to go downstairs for Thomas Lanka and see so much of that, which had stumped me for so long. And I found that whole thing very exciting. So I wish I had explored a little bit more. I watched each episode back with my partner right before they went live. And the reason I did that was because I had been talking to him about how great the game had been, and he decided that he wanted to play it too. So he played it and finished it while I was still recording. But he enjoyed the game so much that he really wanted to see what my playthrough had been like. So two things came from that. During those watches, I noticed so many things I had missed, or so many things that I had figured out and then apparently just not forgotten. Because like in the moment, I was so in the zone for like this one specific thing, but then like afterwards looking at it, I'd be like, oh, of course it was this person, or of course it was that. And I was frustrated because it meant like I felt like I had to keep taking notes and remind myself to come back to them. But one thing that was nice was it meant that I could take notes and come back later and do that then. But it was just very strange. And also it meant that he now has a list of things that he kept in mind for whenever I'd finished to tell me, here are things that I noticed you missed that I got, and here are things you got that I didn't. So that was really fun. The big thing was I often recorded multiple episodes. So I'd do like 2 or 3 episodes in a day and then have to go, okay, well, I'm not going to be able to solve that until much later because I missed a clue. So there might have been, I don't think there were, but there might have been times where I seemed to randomly go and do something. It's because I remembered it from like 3 episodes ago. I also know now that I finished, from my partner's playthrough, that there were some interesting bits that I missed. For example, he saw the purser in the purser's office during Soldiers of the Sea, and he was like, I think he was like leaning back against a door or something, the door to the main room, clutching his books or something. But either way, the reason he saw that was because he looked through the window while walking past it, whereas I didn't, because I was following the blood trail from the person who had been accidentally shot. Whereas in each of those scenes, apparently the purser is literally in the purser's office if you just look through the window. But I would really love to hear any things that you saw, any interesting clues that you saw that I didn't see, any scenes that I missed that you might have seen. I'd love to know what things there were that you thought were really, really cool. I know that there were several people that I solved that my partner solved significantly later because he had seen things differently to me. And other things where he had solved them much earlier than I did. For example, who was it? Pete, the guy who exploded. My partner didn't solve that for a really long time because he didn't figure out the pulling back with the ropes part. Whereas he had figured out that the people who had gone on board on the ship with, or on the boats with Edward Nichols, for example, the steward, he figured him out because he was with Nichols, so obviously he had to be Nichols' steward. Whereas that didn't even occur to me, and I don't know why until much later. So that was really interesting. And I was very confused by the fact that it solved in 2s towards the end. But very, very compelling game. All in all, I'm very proud of solving everything without needing a hint or tip from anyone, because that's really important to me. I think it's really important that I get like a true experience of a game and that I get to solve everything myself. I sometimes get very bogged down in puzzle games, so I'm glad that I managed to get to it and not feel overwhelmed. Just because of the way my brain works, I know that this can happen to me sometimes. And for example, during my Outer Wilds playthrough, which I will upload on this YouTube channel eventually, it has been uploaded to my old channel, but I'm going to move them across with a little bit more editing. I remember from that, there was a couple of times where I stumbled upon something without solving the puzzle correctly, or I seemed to pull something completely out of thin air. And it's not because I'm like smart or whatever. It's just that my brain sometimes jumps a few steps ahead and sometimes completely misses stuff. So I can be very frustratingly like oblivious to something, and then sometimes I'll just go, oh, hey, I found this thing. And it actually frustrated some people because they were like, how did you figure that out? Like, did you look it up? And I was like, no, I didn't. And it's not, again, it's not because I'm like, oh, I'm such a smart cookie. It's just the chaos that is inside my head at all times. So I don't know. I had a really good time. Doing this on YouTube as a separate thing that I recorded instead of live on stream was really useful as well, because those of you who don't know, I stream as a primary thing that I do on Twitch. I think doing this as a YouTube separate thing was better because I feel like I probably would have been spoiled, or someone would have tried to backseat and tell me what to do. And that would have taken away from the experience. And also, I think I would have been very distracted by chat. So doing this on YouTube was definitely preferable. But I had a really good time. So thank you to everybody who suggested this game to me. And I hope you'll come back for another playthrough. I have a bunch of playthroughs planned. At the time of me recording this video, my next playthroughs that I'm planning on doing are Half-Life. I've never played the Half-Life series. Even though I've played things like Counter-Strike and stuff, I've never played the Half-Life series before. And I plan to also do the Telltale Walking Dead series. I've only ever played season 1 and I don't remember anything, and I don't know if I finished it. I plan to play that on YouTube as well. And I will be uploading stuff from my old YouTube and through my Twitch channel as well. So we will be having the Last of Us series. I haven't played part 2 yet, but I have finished part 1. That'll be going up. Outer Wilds will probably come here as well. And I have the Silent Hill 2 and a bunch of other stuff's going to be coming up. And a bunch of people have suggested some other games that are kind of in the same vein of Return of the Obra Dinn. If you have other suggestions, please feel free to leave them in the comments. But thank you so much for experiencing this with me. I'm so glad that some of you enjoyed it. And I will see you on the next video. Please do consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. And I don't know, I guess liking it or whatever is probably important to you. I don't know. And I usually stream on twitch.tv/Psyche Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. And I'm playing a lot of a game called Project Zomboid right now, which will also make it to YouTube. So thank you so much, everybody. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, week, weekend, whatever. And I'll see you next time, okay? Bye!